Hello dear friends and welcome to the Zeepy Sleep podcast, where dreams begin and gentle adventures await. I'm your narrator, Oliver, here to guide you and your little ones into a world filled with wonder, kindness, and the magic of sleep. Tonight, we'll journey deep into the Starlight Forest to meet Slumber the Sloth as he uncovers a special secret. Slumber discovers an ancient tree whose leaves whisper the stories of the forest's past. But the tree is feeling a little lonely, overlooked by the creatures who now visit the younger, fruit-bearing trees. With his gentle words and warm heart, Slumber reminds the tree of the importance of its wisdom, helping it find joy in sharing its stories with curious young owl. Together, we'll learn how every voice matters, how wisdom can bring us together, and how sharing what makes us special can bring light to the world. Before we begin, I'd like to share a special gift with the grown-ups listening. Our free 30-page sleep guide, filled with calming tips to help bedtime become a peaceful, restful part of every night. Just head over to zeepy.co/dreamland awaits, or click the link in the podcast notes to download your copy today. And one more thing, if you and your little one enjoy the Zeepy Sleep podcast, please take a moment to subscribe and leave a review. It helps us continue sharing gentle, magical stories with families all over the world. Now snuggle up, take a deep breath, and close your eyes. With Slumber as our guide, let's drift into the calm, starry world of the Starlight Forest. The night is calm, and Slumber is taking his usual slow stroll through the forest. The cool night breeze tickles his fur and the leaves rustle softly above him. But tonight, something feels different. As he walks, Slumber hears a sound soft and gentle, like whispers carried on the wind. He pauses, tilting his head to listen. The sound seems to drift from deeper in the forest, where the oldest trees stand tall and proud. Slumber's eyes grow curious.
Who could be whispering at this hour?
He wonders aloud. Slumber moves towards the sound, his steps soft on the mossy ground. The whispers grow clearer like tiny voices sharing secrets. Soon he finds himself standing before an ancient tree, its bark thick and knotted, its roots twisting deeply into the earth. Slumber gazes up at the tree's broad branches where leaves shimmer faintly in the moonlight. The whispers seem to come from the leaves themselves, rustling gently as though they're speaking to the stars.
Hello there,
Slumber says softly.
are you the one whispering?
The tree doesn't answer, but the rustling grows quieter, almost as if it's listening. Can you imagine standing before a tree so old and wise that its leaves tell stories? Let's take a soft, deep breath and listen with Slumber. Maybe we'll hear a whisper too. Slumber reaches out a gentle paw, resting it on the tree's bark. It feels rough but warm, as if the tree is alive with quiet energy.
I heard your whispers.
Slumber says kindly.
What are you trying to say?
The leaves rustle softly, and then the tree's deep, steady voice speaks, low and full of wisdom.
You heard me. Few animals stop to listen these days.
Slumber tilts his head, his big eyes filled with curiosity.
Of course I listened. Your whispers are beautiful. What are they about?
The tree sighs and its branches sway gently in the breeze.
My leaves hold the stories of the forest.
It explains.
I've seen this forest grow from a tiny sapling into the magical place it is today. But lately, no one comes to hear my stories. They prefer the younger trees with bright flowers and sweet fruit.
Slumber's heart aches for the tree.
That must feel lonely,
He says softly.
but your stories sound so special. Could you share one with me?
The tree hesitates, then its leaves rustle again, this time more brightly.
You'd like to hear a story?
It asks, a hint of hope in its voice. Slumber nods.
Oh yes, I'd love to hear the story of how the forest began.
The tree sighs deeply, its leaves shimmering as it begins to speak. Let's imagine sitting beside the ancient tree, listening to the whispers of the forest's past. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. The story is about to begin. The tree's voice is steady and calm, like a soft lullaby.
A long, long time ago,
It begins.
this forest was just a single sapling. I was that sapling, tiny and alone in a field of grass.
Slumber listens closely, his eyes wide with wonder.
The rain watered my roots, the sun warmed my leaves, and over time, I grew strong.
The tree continues.
Other trees began to grow around me, and together we formed a forest. Birds built nests in our branches, animals made homes among our roots, and the forest became a safe, magical place.
Slumber smiles, imagining the forest growing tall and alive with creatures.
You've seen so much,
He says.
no wonder your leaves whisper such wonderful stories.
The tree's voice grows quieter.
But now, the younger trees are the ones animals visit. They don't need my stories anymore.
Slumber shakes his head.
That's not true. Your stories connect us to the past, to how this forest came to be. That's very important.
The tree's branches sway thoughtfully.
Perhaps.
It whispers, its voice unsure. Can you picture the forest as it was long ago, with the tree standing tall and proud? Let's take a soft breath, imagining the magic of the forest's history. As the story ends, Slumber senses movement nearby. A soft flutter of wings breaks the quiet. Slumber looks up to see a young owl landing gently on one of the tree's branches. The owl's eyes are wide and curious.
I heard whispers,
The owl says shyly.
What's this tree saying?
Slumber smiles.
This tree holds the stories of the forest. Would you like to listen?
The owl blinks, then nods eagerly.
Oh yes, I love stories.
The tree's branches tremble, its leaves glowing faintly.
You want to hear a story?
It asks, sounding surprised. The owl tilts its head.
Of course, stories are my favorite.
Slumber grins at the tree.
See, your stories are still needed. This little owl wants to learn about the forest, and you're the perfect teacher.
The tree seems to stand a little taller, its roots feeling steadier in the earth.
Very well.
It says softly.
Little owl, let me tell you about the time when the river first found its way through the forest.
The owl settles on the branch, listening intently as the tree begins its tale. Imagine sitting with the owl, listening to the tree's gentle whispers. Let's take a soft breath and feel the calm of the forest's stories. The tree's leaves shimmer with a quiet glow as it begins.
Long ago, this forest was dry and quiet. The animals searched far and wide for water, their cries echoing in the stillness. I was just a young tree then, watching the sun bake the earth. I worried that the forest might wither away.
The owl's eyes widened, and Slumber leans in closer, listening intently.
One day,
The tree continues.
dark clouds gathered above. They brought the heaviest rain we had ever seen. The water flowed and flowed until it carved a path through the forest floor, weaving around trees and roots. That rain gave birth to the river, which now winds its way through every corner of the forest, bringing life wherever it goes.
The owl flutters its wings excitedly.
So, the river came from the rain. That's amazing.
The tree sways gently, its branches stretching proudly.
Yes, and ever since, the river has been a gift to every creature here. Just as the clouds are a gift to the forest, everything has its role, its purpose, in keeping the forest alive and well.
Slumber smiles at the tree.
That's such a beautiful story. You've seen so much and shared so much wisdom. Thank you for helping us understand.
The tree's voice softens with gratitude.
I didn't realize how much I missed sharing my stories. Thank you for listening.
The owl chirps happily.
Your stories are wonderful. I'm going to tell all my friends about you so they can come listen too.
The tree's branches sway gently, its leaves glowing faintly.
You've reminded me that my gift isn't just in standing tall. It's in helping others understand the beauty of the forest past.
Let's breathe with Slumber and the tree, feeling the joy of sharing and the calm of the forest. Breathe in and out. Light and peaceful. The owl thanks the tree one last time, promising to return with more curious listeners. As the owl flies off into the night, the tree sighs softly, its leaves glowing with contentment.
Thank you, Slumber.
It says,
You reminded me of my purpose.
Slumber smiles, his heart warm.
The forest is lucky to have you. Good night, my friend.
The tree whispers a final story to the stars,
Well, there was this one time when I was...
its voice soft and full of peace. Slumber heads back to his favourite tree, feeling calm and happy. He curls up in the crook of the branch, letting the gentle whispers of the forest lull him to sleep. Now let's take one last soft breath with Slumber, breathing in the calm of the forest and out, feeling peaceful and light. Good night, dear friend. Dream sweetly, and remember, just like the tree, you have something special to share with the world.